when I first got asked to do this, I was kind of thinking in my head what songs to do and all of that. And I was a few days ago I got an email from Christopher, and he told me that he wasn't going to be able to make it here today. I think he's going to come to our show in Minneapolis, but he asked if I would play this next song for he and Mark, and he said that it's funny because when you write something, something inspires you to write it, and you throw it out there, and it becomes something else to other people, and people who write songs have to sometimes remind themselves that it's not their song anymore. Once they throw it out there, it becomes the listener's song, and which is I guess how it's supposed to be. But I wrote this song for a record my band made about 10 years ago, and it was in the context of kind of retelling things about kind of post-civil rights South and the 70s and the kind of the end of the George Wallace era and growing up amongst that and being feeling like all of that was a part of who you were, but at the same time being kind of ashamed of that aspect of it, and so I wrote this whole cycle of songs about that, and I tied it in with all this folklore about the band Leonard Skinner, and because it just seemed like it was the same era, and it all kind of tied in, and both have growing up in the South, they were pretty ubiquitous too, and still are down there, and particularly back then. So the record ended with a plane crash, and then the album came out on 9/11. We didn't, of course, didn't plan it that way, but that's how it worked out. And we found ourselves playing in New York about a month later, on exactly a month, on October 11th. We found ourselves touring behind that record in New York, and we're in the middle of playing that song, and you look out in the crowd, and it dawned on all of us that song had taken on a new meaning to the people in that room. And so it's kind of one of those things that is kind of humbling and kind of it's just one of those things. But anyway, Christopher asked if I would play the song for he and Mark, and so I want to do it, and I'm so honored because when we recorded the song, my dream was to have Kelly Hogan sing the harmony. When I wrote the song, I heard Kelly Hogan's voice in my head singing the harmony, and we were just barely friendly acquaintances then. We didn't really know each other that well yet, but pretty much the next time I saw her, it's like, I wrote the song, and you've got to sing it on our record when we make it, and she did, and we have her here today. So we're going to do this up right for y'all, and thank y'all again for coming out. Trees are getting closer, it seems. Thinking about you, darling. Adding up the cost of these dreams. Strapped to this projectile, a blink I go, we were back in school, smoking by the gym door. trees waiting for me. Have stopped now, and we all know we are going down. Last call for alcohol. Wish we could have one more round, and I'm scared shitless. What's coming next? I'm scared shitless. These angels I see in the trees are waiting for me. Friends in the swamp, what's coming next, and I'm scared shitless. These angels I see in the trees are waiting for me. Waiting for me. I'm gonna go home and try to figure out what I did wrong with Sands of Iwo Jima. Maybe I can get it right tonight and we'll play it plugged in full band. I don't think the band's played it in about a year, so
every year in June.
I'll try to get that. I don't know what happened. I practiced and everything. It wasn't there. But, yeah, that happened. Yeah. So thank you all so much.
Still worried. Going that way? I'm going this way.
Oh no, have at it. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
No, we don't go there.
That's my son. Yeah. Chris.
Oh, really?
And they started with him talking about before he left at the beginning of that song. Just when you get to the thing, I'm scared shitless. It's a plane coming in Iraq. Or I mean, I'm sorry, Kuwait. And then it continues on, sets up in his base camp and everything. slideshow shows you and that whole thing when he's hugging, when he's hugging his friends and they go through that song, it's just the transition.